Hello, good afternoon. My name is Kate Jones, and today we are going to talk about best practices and trends for integrating technology into your learning organization. For some, this will be an easy transition because on your own, you have already transitioned the classroom into a technology room. For others, this may feel like you're being forced out of your comfort zone, but my purpose today is to help you navigate that feeling and see that overcoming is the best thing you can do for yourselves as well as your students. We will be discussing the changes that are necessary to take place, what true integration can look like in a classroom versus technology use, community and family outreach, and then the fun part, financing and budgeting. You will be provided with the best trends and practices available to you today in order to make this transition as easy as 1, 2, 3. Anytime something new is added to an educator's plate, eyes roll and teachers sigh because they know that another requirement is being added without any extra time or pay. Change is often met with displeasure, frustration, or even fear, and that can be an automatic response. Your job today is to listen and find the strength to have an open mind and get excited about technology. Integration of technology starts with you. Get comfortable with online gradebooks. Transfer your lesson planning using programs that can roll over from year to year. So instead of starting new, you can use an online program to rearrange and edit from year to year. Integration is to combine things or become one with them. So if you are comfortable yourself, you will have confidence when introducing your students. Our job as educators is to prepare students for the real world, and technology is such a huge part of our world today. If we don't do this, we are letting our students down. When using technology, some teachers can get a false sense of what integrating it into the classroom really looks like. Taking attendance, reading something off a computer or overhead, or an occasional PowerPoint is a wonderful use of technology. But this is not a sign that technology has been integrated into your classroom. Class-wide computer games or a program occasionally to give the teacher some time is another example that we can see of use in a classroom. When you walk into a classroom and observe, you can usually see pretty quickly when technology has been integrated. You may see centers with Chromebooks, laptops, or pads, objectives with goals like typing or minutes to reach in certain programs. The reason these signify true integration is because you can see they are a part of the class's everyday use. You may also notice plans or schedules, and this is because the use of these technologies are planned in advance and have a purposeful goal in mind. Examples of goals might look like objectives to meet certain state standards or time frame goals to meet school requirements. It could also look like objectives to complete quizzes or tests or worksheets using the given technology. Lastly, another thing you will notice is the ease in which students seem to be using the technology. This can look like students logging in on their own, minimal technical difficulties, and little instruction required by the teacher in order for students to complete their missions. I know this can feel overwhelming, but you will be surprised how quickly students pick up using the technology when they do it every day, even if it starts with only 5 to 10 minutes a day. You will see how quickly the change happens. Okay, so you have technology in your classroom now, and your students are all pros. Now that you feel that the world at your fingertips, you want to share with your families and communities. Integrating technology into your classroom isn't just at the student level. You as the teacher can integrate it into your life as well. Create weekly emails to parents or class newsletters to post on school website, letting families in your community know what's happening in your classroom or at your school. Create a website and have a wish list section so the community can have a chance to help with specific needs. Create social media accounts with pictures and stories about real life students and events at your school, about what you're learning and what you're doing. Students can create weekly or monthly podcasts of what life in their class or school looks like. Create virtual signups for parents to come in and help with projects or lessons, or work with students, technology is the gateway to getting more family and more community involvement in your classroom and school. The first important factor when getting technology into your classroom is finding the budget to make this happen. Easier said than done. This can help you decide whether you need desktops, pads, Kindles, clickers, or many other different software programs and applications. Your budget is important. You need to know specifically what you are looking for. Once you know what you need, then you can look at establishing different plans, looking at total costs for implementing this into each classroom with their own set, a different plan for grade level sharing, or a certain number of products in each classroom. Coming up with different numbers allows for different amounts of monies to be presented, so instead of getting shut down, you have alternatives based on what your organization can afford. So once you have your different plans, you can begin presenting and hopefully get approved for your budget. Now, instead of having to necessarily take the lowest amount of budget you have available, there are other options, and these are known as your funding opportunities. Now, once you have your budget approved, you can go above and beyond by looking towards your community. Now that you've discussed all the potential fears and roadblocks associated with the budget, now look at how technology is growing around the world. People want to see this in their everyday classrooms. You can contact your local tech companies, see what scholarships or grants they have available for integrating their products into your school. There are major corporations like Chevron that provide funding every year to bring technology into classrooms. You can create GoFundMe accounts and ask community members, parents, students to donate money to make your technology needs happen. Or open it to the world by creating a Donors Choose account for your school or class, and companies match donations all the time. Keep up to date on government grants for introducing new programs into your school. There are so many options available, you just have to be willing to put in a little extra work. The more work you do, the more reasonable your total cost can be in the end. Now that we have discussed all of the funding and budgeting options, you are ready to integrate the technology into your schools or classrooms. I hope that you feel a little less anxious and a little more excited to get started. There are so many different ways to integrate technology into your environment, and today I have only presented to you a couple best practices or trends for getting started. It may look completely different to you, and that's okay. There is no one way to integrate technology. I'm excited to hear all your stories and see all the progress that you have made towards integrated technology in your classroom. Good luck and have fun.